Should you train when you're injured? What is going on, guys? It is Tyson Brown, your body transformation coach, and today I'm answering the question is, should you be training when you're injured? First of all, of course you should be. Absolutely. Because the worst thing you can do is when you're injured is that you stop moving, you sit around on your couch and you do nothing. And you know why that's so bad? Because that's when you put on the fat gain. That's when you start to fall out of habit. That's when you start to go eating crap again. And that's the reason why people start to go backwards, because when injury happens, what's the first thing the doctor tells you? Oh, take it easy, rest, don't do anything, just sit around. And that's the reason that people, like, yeah, okay, yeah, cool. Like, it gives you a reason to sit around and be lazy. And what happens? You start to lose your motivation for the gym. Then it gets harder to get back into the routine. Then it gets harder to start eating right again. And it's like a big accumulation over time. And just like, that's gonna happen. And then that's when people put it off. That's when you stop exercising. That's when you completely start losing all the results you're getting so far. So let's talk about then, if I tell you like you should be exercising once you injure yourself, what should you be doing? Like, should you be coming to the gym every day? Should you be only doing light things? Like, what's the best thing for you? Now, when it comes to actually exercising, what you want to think about first of all is what body parts. Don't think about what you can't do and let it deter you. Think about what you can do in the meantime. Okay, so you can go, let's say you've injured your foot. Well, you've still got all of your upper body to work. Or if you injured your arm, you've still got all of your lower body work. That's where machines come in because they're so easy for you to use. Let's say you've injured your leg, you've got so many machines there that you can use for seated chest press. You can still use the bench press. You can still do bicep curls seated. You've got so many options there to be able to do it, and you can spread out your work more and more. So I usually talk about the optimal style of training where you should be training 3 days a week or 4 days a week, right? And you should be hitting each body part twice a week. So you could still come to the gym. If you had a leg injury, you could do back and biceps on one day, chest and triceps on another day, and then rest, and then back and biceps and chest and triceps. So that way you're still incorporating using all of your muscles, right? And then, or it could be the same for you. If you're injured in upper body, then you'd come in and do one day, and then you could do lower body, and then you can do abs, or you can do something like that, just to keep the body moving, just to do something. You can always work around an injury. Don't let an injury deter you and think about what you can't do. Always think about and be creative about what you can do, okay? So think about whatever you've injured, try and think about what else can you do, okay? So if I've injured myself, okay, I'm not gonna be able to run anymore. Can I ride on the bike? Can I do a little bit of light cardio? Can I do things that aren't gonna affect it? Because it's all about the testing the waters to see what's gonna hurt, what's not gonna hurt. I had one of my clients recently, he actually injured his ankle. And so we're gonna see what he can do with all of his upper body. I said, okay, I completely understand that you're injured at the moment, but let's get you in and let's just focus on this, because the worst thing is, like I said, when you fall out of habit, when you stop exercising, it's so much harder to get back into it. I mean, I've experienced it before, you've probably experienced it before. How many times have you just gone, I really want to get back into it, but it's just hard to get back into that motivation. Then you have muscle soreness the first day you come back in, and then you're like, I don't want to go through this again. And it's just adding up over time. I will tell you guys a story. One of my clients a while ago, she really hurt her ankle. She was playing netball and she rolled it, and she thought she tore some ligaments, didn't know what happened, and really couldn't do much on it. But I said, at least I want to get you in here. I want to get you training. I want to make sure you're still focused. So we got her in training 5 days a week, and she was doing light riding on the bike. She was doing upper body exercises. She was working on different body parts, different days, even though it's not the most optimal thing. She was in here moving and contracting muscle, because like I said, when you're not contracting muscle, when you're not stimulating the muscle, this is where type 2 diabetes, this is where heart disease, this is where all that stuff can start showing up. Especially when you're not training for a certain period of time and you start going to eating crappy sugary food again. It's so much easier for you to put on that stomach fat when you stop moving, when you're lethargic, when you're sitting down. So don't let an injury become an excuse as to why you can't go to the gym. You should never, ever, ever try and stop yourself from going to the gym, because you should be moving every day. Now, obviously, if you've broken something really bad, you've broken a couple of ribs or done something and you just can't move, well, then it completely makes sense. But you always want to think about how you can work around it, okay? And this is why we always talk about, it's so important for you to get in here, because there's always going to be an option for you. You could even come in and just do if you've broken your arm, come in and do some light walking and do some leg training. You've got the machines there. There's machines everywhere. You guys can see machines behind me right now. You can use all of those things to your advantage, and that's what machines are for. They're not just for the bodybuilders. They're there for like anybody. Anybody can use them. I use machines. You can use them whenever, but they're especially good for when you do have those injuries because you can isolate certain muscle groups. So let's say let's say you even injured your right leg, you can still train your left leg and get a little bit of hypertrophy results in your right leg. So you go, let's say you break your right leg or you've done something to your right ankle. Well, then you can go and do the leg extension machine for one-legged. You can do seated lying or seated curls for one-legged. You can still do other exercises on the left leg and it's still going to be beneficial. No, your leg is not going to get ridiculously big over time because you've overtrained it, because it's not, the injury isn't going to be forever. So these are the way you guys can incorporate training into your routine when you've injured yourself. So let's go over it again really quickly. Always think about what you can do as opposed to what you can't do. Work the body parts that you are able to and try and spread them out so each day you're still going towards the gym. And then you want to make sure that you're using the machines to your advantage and keep moving, keep contracting the muscles to avoid that stubborn belly fat. So guys, that is the question done and dusted. If you have any other questions, make sure to comment down below and I'll speak to you guys in the next one. See ya.